What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. It's been a couple weeks since we uploaded a video, as you guys probably can tell. We had our yearly family camping trip where all my sisters and brother-in-laws and nieces, nephews, grandkids, we all get together, take our campers and pick a campsite around Michigan, and we all travel there and hang out for 3 to 4 days, which was awesome. We had a great time. And last weekend, my oldest son Cody, that has the 97 30th anniversary Camino SS, he came up to our area, borrowed our camper, and took it over to the local state park here and bring my granddaughters up and spent a couple days, so that was awesome. And we've just been trying to get stuff organized and ready to go. We have that Bay Cities Rollers race coming up towards the end of September that we want to have the El Camino in tip-top shape for. So as you guys can see, we got it up in the air on the jack stands and on the tire ramps, and we're getting ready to pull the drive shaft out of it and take it over to my local truck shop, have it rebalanced and checked out, and then I'm going to take the rear tires off and then take it over to my buddy Stevie that does all my tire work. And I'm going to have them throw the rear tires on the snap-on balancer and have them high-speed balanced. As you guys probably know, as your tread wears on your tires, like from doing burnouts in the burnout box, as your tread gets lower, your balance changes. So as I told you guys in a previous video when we were at 131 with Schneidertron, I had a hell of a vibration out the big end of the track. And I do recall, you know, after it happened, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that, you know, happening. I think it was the year prior, it might have even been the year before that, because Dave had the car for the one summer, so it would have been the end of the season the year before. At Ubly, we were going out the big end, and I've noticed a little vibration. And you never want to have a vibration in your drive line. I mean, it can take bearings out of your crankshaft and your engine, tear shit up in your transmission. So we're gonna nip it in the butt while we can. So that's what it's doing in the air. I'm getting ready to pull the drive shaft out and slap the rear tires off, and we'll go drop that stuff off. And then while that stuff's out getting worked on, we will address I got a little oil leak coming out of the drain plug. It takes the copper washer, it's like a crush washer on the drain plug itself on the oil pan. I tightened it up, you know, as comfortable as I am of going on the tightness. I don't want to strip it out. And it still's got, you know, over time, the car's been sitting here for a couple weeks, and, you know, they're the size of a golf ball oil spot on the floor. So we got enough oil down there, the Penn grade 2050. I got a quart Wix Racing 1 quart filter. So we'll go ahead and get the oil drained out of it too, and take the washer to the hardware store. And we're also going to be putting on that extra quart capacity aluminum oil pan that I've had for this car for many moons. I figured, well, the drive shaft's out and we're underneath there, you know, making sure everything's 100%. I'm going to check the flywheel bolts, torque converter bolts, make sure there ain't no crack in the flywheel, nothing like that. It's a good time to go ahead and change that pan out. You know, stock pans, they can be a pain in the ass when you want to service, you know, your transmission, just for the simple fact that, you know, you got to loosen, you know, 3/4 of the bolts and then let the pan drop, and then it can be a hell of a mess. You guys know what I'm talking about. So it's so much easier with the drain plug on the transmission pan. So we have the transmission pan here, so we're going to address that issue. So, and there's a couple things I want to do I'm going to switch the curve on the ignition again. And yeah, we got some work to do on the El Camino. The Blazer, Jason's still out a couple weeks of work, so we can't get the Blazer back down to him right away. It's going to be probably a month or so before we get scared the shit out of him. The wind just caught the door. But he's busy. You know, he's a machine operator by trade, big, you know, graders and backhoes and bulldozers, all that. And he's a little short-handed on staff at his chassis shop, so He's backed up a little bit, probably a month out, so before we can get the Blazer back down there and get our pinion angle set, the camber and caster adjusted on there on the front end, and get the toe set and the ride height on the front. We already know we got to come up a couple inches on the back, which you guys heard me talk about that plenty of times. But after we get the El Camino done and back on the ground, I am going to jack the back of the Blazer up, take the coilovers off, and jack the chassis up to where I want the ride height and take my measurement. So that'll be also coming up on a video, but that's what we're going to be doing today, is working on the Elko, trying to get it ready for the Bay City Rollers race so we can go down there and have some fun one last time for this season. I'm sure there'll be more cruising videos of the car meet local here in town, because they have that every Saturday and Sunday. So, but enough blabbing. I need to get to work. Hang with us. Alright, we climbed up underneath here to see where that little bit of oil leak's coming from. You can see right here, it's getting ready to drip again. You can actually see on the drain plug right there, you can actually see the green oil coming out of it. So that crush washer, that copper crush washer right there, it's probably been crushed too many times and it ain't making a seal around the drain plug. So we're going to have to get the oil drained out of here and take that washer with me to the hardware when I get some transmission pan bolts, when we swap out the tranny pan there, and fix this little bit of an oil drip. It ain't a leak, it's just, here's how much it is from 3 weeks. Like I said, it's probably the size of a little over a golf ball, maybe a softball at most. But yeah, we definitely got to get that issue fixed too. Alright, as you guys can see from the previous clip, we climbed underneath the car and confirmed our suspicions. It is the copper crush washer in between the drain plug and the pan that is seeping, and over time it leaves a little bit of oil on the ground. So I'll take that, drain the oil when we get ready to change the oil. I'm going to drain it all out. I'll grab that crush washer off of there, take it to the local hardware, and get a new one, and that'll solve that issue. So that'll be awesome. Plus we're gonna, while it's up in here, I'm also gonna run my grease gun and grease the whole front end up, get everything all, make sure everything's good and greased up and the maintenance done under that part. As you guys seen, we did get the wheels off. They're all off, ready to go over to Stevie and have them rebalanced. These are the weights that I was talking about. See, these take them stick-on weights, and it's a lot better than them lead weights that they pound on your lip of your wheel. That for aluminum wheel, it'll damage your wheel. So these are actually a good setup. But like I was saying before, as your tread wear gets lower, your balance changes. And these are probably over half wore, maybe half. So I'm sure the balance has changed. But we'll go ahead and drop them off to Stevie. He does all my tire work for me. He's got a nice snap-on balancer over there. And we'll have him get them bubble balance back to 0. So that'll be awesome. We also got the drive shaft out of it. We'll take that over to our local driveline shop and have them high-speed balance that and double check my U-joints. I checked them. They feel all right. The front one, there's no slack or slop in them, but it's real loose. So I don't know. I'm going to have him look at them and see what he thinks. The back feels tighter. I did put Spicer U-joints in it at one time, many moons ago. But I would like to put 1350s in it, but you can't put 1350s on without changing the yoke on the rear end. And I'm not doing all that because this car, like I've said many times before, this is not going to be a drag car no more. It's going to be our cruising car. So new set of Spicer U-joints and a balance on that drive shaft. It'll be perfect in my eyes, and it'll be good to go. Hopefully it takes care of that vibration. And I dug out the transpan that we're going to be running, and I thought I was going to have to go get bolts for it. But as you guys can see, the kit, it comes with all the bolts. It comes with the spacer for the transmission filter to drop it down lower in the pan, since we're going a deeper pan, which I think this is a 2-quart extra capacity versus the 1-quart, like I said earlier. So, but it is a trick flow pan, which is made in the US of A. Yeah. But it comes with everything to complete the job to get this installed. And why it needs longer pan bolts, guys, as you guys can see here, the flange is like 3 times as thick of what a stock pan would be on your stock sheet metal pans or tin pans, whatever you want to call them. This is like 3 times as thick, so you know, the stock ones, if you over tighten them, it can crush the bolt area if you over tighten them, and then that creates a leak. So this is just you know, it's good for performance, but it's also good for just longevity of keeping stuff sealed up and no leaks. So we're good to go there. So we'll be getting that done. Like I said, we're going to get the oil changed and the front end all greased up, which I'm not going to video none of that stuff. I might video changing the pan and putting the adapter on and getting everything set on the tranny pan. I might do a video on that tomorrow after we drop off the drive shaft to the driveline place and the tires to Stevie and have them balanced. Maybe I'll do a quick video on the transmission pan installation to show you guys how the adapter goes on, the spacer, and all that good stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much what we're going to be doing to the El Camino. Like I said, to get it all ready to go to the Bay City Rollers race. Just going through double checking everything. Like I said, after I get the drive shaft put back in it and the wheels back on it and the tranny pan done, oil change, and we get it back on the ground, I want to change the curve in the distributor. I'm going to put a little bit lighter spring in it so it comes in a little quicker, and mess with that stuff. So I think that would help out. There's a couple other little stuff that I want to do too, which you guys seen me 100 times on videos messing around with the carburetor, so I'm not going to video none of that. Carburetor is pretty much perfect right now. Last time we had it out, it seemed like it was right spot on, so we're not going to mess with that. I do want to double check timing, like I said, and change the curve, and we got to throw them these V-powered NGK racing plugs in. They are there's the part number, the R567 1A-9s. So the heat range is a 9, which is a colder plug, and which you guys know you have to run when you're on nitrous. So we got to change the plugs out, but that's all after it gets back on the ground. So that's what's happening, everybody. That's pretty much your update and what we got going on with the El Camino. and to get ready for this Bay City Rollers race that's coming up. And as usual, guys, I really appreciate everybody for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next video. All right, bye-bye.